Yesterday, we worked on filling out the graphic organizer about what we want our story to be. So, if you remember in mine, I said that I wanted to write about my trip to St. Louis. I'm going to tell the reader about when I went on the riverboat cruise, the Gateway Arch, and the concert. So, for my rough draft, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have 5 paragraphs in it. When I wrote my rough draft, I used my highlighter to show you my 5 different paragraphs. Let me explain what I did. For my first paragraph, I just wanted to have an introduction so that the reader knew what my story was going to be about. So, for paragraph 1, I wrote 2 years ago, my boyfriend and I took a road trip to St. Louis. We did a lot of fun things there. And that's all I did for my introduction. It doesn't need to be 20 sentences. You're just going to tell the reader what they're going to be reading about. So I said that they're going to be reading about a road trip that I took to St. Louis and the fun things that I did there. Then I'm going to stop and go to my paragraph 2. These pink lines mean that I'm remembering to indent to start a new paragraph. So in paragraph 2, I'm going to tell about my first box. So I said, we went on a riverboat cruise on the Mississippi River. We sat on the top deck and had a great view. We learned about the history of St. Louis and saw lots of cool bridges. So that was my second paragraph. I told the reader about my riverboat cruise. For my third paragraph, I'm going to go to my second box here. We also saw a famous landmark, the Gateway Arch. It is 630 feet tall. You can even take a ride to the top of it. There is a nice park there too. So I told the details about the Gateway Arch. I ran out of room on this page, so I just turned over and kept my paragraph going on the next page. Now for my fourth paragraph, I'm going to write about the third box. We went to a concert at an outdoor amphitheater. It was so hot that day. There were tons of concession stands. I kept buying slushies because I was so hot. Finally, my fifth paragraph, I'm going to wrap it up for the reader. I hope you liked hearing about my trip to St. Louis. Would you like to go there? So, again, the introduction and conclusion can be 1 or 2 sentences, just basically introducing it and then wrapping it up. So, those were my 5 paragraphs. What you're going to do is you are going to do the same thing for yours and write 5 paragraphs: introduction, detail, 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 conclusion. And then tomorrow we'll work on revising and editing them. I can't wait to hear all about your fun trips.